Can you hear my voice?
I can hear your voice.
Okay, but I cannot hear Dr.
Yeah,
Nuzia's
same.
voice.
Yeah,
Can
the
you?
same. Yeah. Cannot hear also.
Oh, you're still muted.
Oh,
Dr. Nuzia, you're still muted.
unmute.
Okay, so got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I joined, I did not click the join with audio.
Okay, that's
Okay.
why.
Panic. I was panic just now. Hi, Shu. Oh, stretch a little bit. Who is here with us?
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Chu.
Morning.
So how are you guys today?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, syukur.
The
Miss
weather
you.
is kind of good too.
Hi, Wan Juria, how are you this morning? Oh, she can't hear me. I guess we are still waiting for Datuk Rector.
Yeah. We're still waiting for our.
Yes.
And we're still waiting for our the second speaker, Sanlam.
Yes. Misu Lan Lam.
Yep.
Okay. So Dr. Sharifah is joining us, but I think she has to mute her speaker because, like she told us, she is in Viva session. Can you guys, girls, hear me well?
Yes, better than yesterday.
Very well.
Very well. Okay. Not like yesterday, right?
Yeah.
I guess that I have to speak slowly so that it reaches everybody's areas. I guess I have to really speak slow and steady so that it reaches the areas where you guys are right now. Yesterday, perhaps I talked a little bit fast, right, Miss Yu?
Yeah, I think so. But I think now the connection is better, I feel like.
Yes. But Shu, I think your voice is a bit low, so maybe you can increase the level of your volume, especially when you need to deliver your presentations later. So just increase a bit, or if you have a mic, maybe it is a good idea. It sounds very soft.
Okay, let me try getting my earpiece. Hold on, yeah.
Lenny, can you say a few words? Maybe we can test the volume.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
So I am going to just increase the volume to the highest because of the presenters. They both are girls, or three of you are girls. So the sound is very soft. So I need to increase the volume, but this is the highest already.
Can you hear me well now?
Good idea, Miss Yu. Miss.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, great.
Okay, great. I think it's just my laptop.
Oh, okay. How about Miss Lenny? You okay?
Yes. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah. Very
Okay. Thank you.
great. You can hear
Yeah,
me very well as well,
very
right?
well. Very well.
Okay. So we have already tested our speaker, and the I think the camera works well as well. Everybody can see me. We can see all the participants as well. Okay. We have students are also joining us. Um, Mr. Ahmad Ghazali, maybe we can see your face a little bit this morning. He's shy. Yeah. Uh, I guess that we are still waiting for uh, Tattoo Rector. Just bear with us. Have something to drink. So, Miss Lenny, are you okay this morning?
Okay, but in a few minutes, I have to turn off my camera for
Yeah.
a few minutes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sure. We can see that
We have Islam
1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of us, 16, 17 participants are already in here.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Hi,
Hello, nice speaking.
Miss Lam.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought that it's 10 a.m. So
Yeah.
I will put it on like this, but I'm gonna put the microphone mute and the video mute for about like 15 minutes. I need to finish another meeting in about like 15 minutes. Is it okay?
Oh, okay. You are the
Okay.
second speaker.
Yeah.
The first speaker will be Miss Shuhaida from Brunei. So
Okay.
she might have to take about 20 or perhaps 30 minutes the most. So
Okay.
that you can join us after that. Miss,
Okay.
the earliest is
Okay. Okay. Got it. So I will be back in about like half an hour. Okay. 20
hour.
minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
See ya.
I'll see you.
Yeah. Done.
We are hoping that she can make it in time. So how long is
Yes.
your speech gonna be? Shu?
I'm hoping it's 15 minutes, but we'll see. I can buy her some time. I can talk about my journey.
Yeah, that will be good.
Yeah, because I think she needs 20 minutes, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps. She told us she needed 30 minutes.
Oh, 30 minutes. Okay.
Or if she has not reached to the point where she needed to be, I think we can perhaps ask audience if they have any questions, so
Yeah.
we can have that
Yeah.
in the middle, right?
Yes.
Discussions or sort of answer one or two questions from participants. That
Yeah.
would be good. Yeah,
No
something.
problem.
Yeah, something that we can do while we are waiting for Miss Lam. Okay. But feel free to ask any thing that you would like to know, Miss Sue, Lenny. Um,
I will just follow your lead, Doctor.
are you okay, Miss Lenny? Yes. Okay.
I'm okay, inshallah.
Okay, to those who have already in this event or present in this event already, please to let you know that we are still waiting for the two rectors to be with us. So in the meantime, please feel free to grab drinks or anything that you would like to have handy, perhaps paper or pens to be on your table while we are waiting for the two rector. Thank you. Please excuse me for 1 or 2 minutes. We need to do something. Excuse me.
Encik Ghazali.
Datuk, selamat datang Datuk. Assalamualaikum.
Sorry.
Datuk.
How are you?
Okay. Can we start now, Datuk? You okay? You ready?
Yeah, sorry, I was having problem logging in just now. So yeah, by all means.
Oh,
Please.
okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. And very good morning to, especially to distinguished UITM's Rector, Dato' Associate Professor, Dr. Haji Abdul Kadir Haji Roslin, and to the eminent speakers, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Entrepreneurial Webinar 2020 program with a theme of Strengthening Women Entrepreneurship. My name is Nurzia Muhammad Saleh, and it is my pleasure to be the moderator for this program today. On behalf of Malaysian Academy of SME and Entrepreneur Development, MASMED, I would like to extend a very welcome to all of you. We appreciate you taking time off your busy schedules to join us today. We hope you will learn a lot today as we have prepared this program so that it would be a fruitful and engaging event to all of you present today. So without ado, we welcome Yang Berbahagia Dato' Associate Professor Dr. Haji Abdul Kadir, our beloved UITM's Rector, to deliver his welcoming remarks.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Nozia. Welcome to the fourth series of the Entrepreneurship webinar series entitled Strengthening Women Entrepreneurship. Especially, or in particular, our distinguished speakers, panelists, Ms. Suhaida Rosli from Negara Brunei Darussalam. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
Ms. Leni Yusrini from Indonesia. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
And Ms. Len Lam from Vietnam. Good morning, Vietnam. Reminds me of the movie. I was in Vietnam actually, I think a year ago, and always wanted to go back to Vietnam. Yeah, we had this entrepreneurship international conference in Ho Chi Minh City. So looking forward to going back to Vietnam. Yeah, and also to the moderator, yeah, Associate Professor Dr. Nozia Muhammad Saleh of the Faculty of Business and Management, UITM Cawangan Sabah. Thank you to the organizer, mainly the bahagian penyelidikan jaringan industri masyarakat dan alumni UITM Cawangan Sabah, MASMED, and the Faculty of Business Management UITM Cawangan Sabah To all the participants, wherever you are throughout the UITM system, to all our alumni and our SMEs who are with us this morning. I was informed that this is the fourth series of this webinar, and I'm so happy that we are able to come together with a list of interesting and panelists from all over Southeast Asia. Yeah, so congratulations to the organizer. I am not planning to take more of your time. I think we are a little bit behind the schedule, so I'm going to be very brief, but I'm so happy to be here. I will follow your discussion with certain level of interest, yeah, because this is also something that very close to us, very close to myself as well. So one more time, thank you on behalf of UITM. Thank you to all the panelists, to all the participants as well. Hope you have a good session, and I hope all the program will run smoothly, and all the participants will get something benefit out of this program. That I'm quite sure actually. Yeah. So without much further ado, I give it back to Dr. Nozia to start with our program. All the best, guys. Thank you very much.
Lovely, Dato. Thank you so very much, Yang Berbahagia Dato, for the wonderful remarks. We're very grateful that you are able to join us today of your busy time. We understand that. Okay, so let's start this event. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I would like to introduce to you our respected speakers. As you have already known, and Dato Yang Berbahagia Dato also mentioned about our speakers just before. They are brought here today to talk about challenges and opportunities for womenpreneur in Brunei, Indonesia, and also Vietnam. So please allow me to introduce our esteemed speakers before each of the presentations. Without further ado, our valued and respected speaker from Brunei Darussalam is a beautiful young lady, as you can see on your screen right now. And her name is Miss Shuhaida Rosli. She is the head of digital marketing in an international organization in Brunei. She has graduated from University of York in speech therapy and social work. She is also the consultant for digital projects, consumer behavior, communications, and also data analytics. So without delay, please welcome our respected speaker, Ms. Shuhaida Rosli, to deliver her speech titled Challenges and Opportunities for Womenpreneur in Brunei. So please join us in welcoming Ms. Shuhaida.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I would like to thank everyone for being here and inviting me. So I'd like to firstly talk about what Sociable & Co. is all about. So it is a digital marketing and business consultancy firm based in Brunei. We concentrate a lot on business development, investment, consulting, marketing, and creatives. So our aim is to make businesses engaging, relevant, and results-driven. So before I start talking about the challenges, I would like to talk about the challenges I faced in Sociable. I would like to talk about the challenges I faced starting a corporate job. So as Professor did mention, my background is actually in speech therapy. I worked in the UK and Brunei as a speech therapist for a few years before deciding to dip my toes in the creative world, in the marketing world. So while I was studying in the UK and working, I was actually taking up a few courses, like short courses on digital marketing. It has piqued my interest, and because of the raising popularity, that's when I decided, okay, I wanted to pick this up because it could expand my skill sets. So the challenges I faced with this in my previous company was gender discrimination at work. And I think this is not something new. I feel like but however, it is a taboo topic. Even in Brunei at the moment, I know the discrimination against women in the workforce is quite high. Again, it is a very hush-hush thing. People don't normally talk about it in public. So when I joined this agency, I was hired as, I got an executive role. So this position was given to me at almost an instant, within 10 minutes of the interview, without prior relevant experience in the Brunei market. And I think a lot of people would agree, an executive position, you would normally hire someone with maybe 8 to 15 years work experience. So that was kind of suspicious to me, but because I was open to the idea, I decided, okay, I'll just take it because I wanted to, again, dip my toes in something new, a new industry. So I quickly realized after a few weeks of starting my job, tasks were given outside of my job scope. And there were also numerous of times where I was sitting in meetings with my male colleagues with clients that were not under my portfolio. And more often than not, female clients under my portfolio were being swapped with male clients. This made me quickly realize that I was objectified to score new projects and clients. Again, this is not something new. I'm pretty sure a lot of people face this issue as well. Because of this, I wasn't able to showcase my talent to its full potential. And I came to the realization that I wasn't really growing as a person in the company. But I did stuck to it. I stayed in the company for a year, and I'm very grateful because I learned a lot. Whilst I was there, I also learned there were a few gaps in the marketing industry. So I decided to team up with a group of people who I am comfortable with and confident with to provide business solutions to entrepreneurs in Brunei and Southeast Asia. So as I started, okay, not long after that, I actually quit my job with the creative agency. And I think within 2 months, I decided to open up Sociable. Not long after that, there was also challenges. I quickly realized that there was more challenges. It was challenges piled with other challenges. So another challenge was defying social expectations. So this is attitude over aptitude. So there's a common perception of like the society at large where women entrepreneurs are seen as less competitive. They are seen as less aggressive and possess weak negotiating skills compared to men. So when Sociable started, I always had anxiety when it comes to meeting up with clients because it was very difficult for me when it comes to stating what is fair in business deals, which was clearly bad for the business. And because I had experience in a similar industry, I knew how much you should charge basically for your services. And moreover, this company, Sociable, is offering more than our competitors. So I knew I was undercharging, but that was my position. So to fight this, I had to arm myself with a fighting spirit and self-confidence in order to explore and establish myself in this field. At the same time, I believe that we should not conform ourselves to a man's idea of what a leader should look like. Whenever people come up to me and ask me questions about how I deal with it, I normally tell them that if you're not ready to defend or fight your business, it's actually regardless of gender, your business will fail. It has nothing to do with gender. It's whether or not you're putting 100% to your business. And that was lacking on my side in the beginning of when Sociable started. The other issue that I am currently facing on a daily basis is earning respect as a female entrepreneur. In a male-dominated industry, it has always been a struggle. People often have the presumption that Sociable is a family-owned business, or that I operated it with my father's money. This instantly makes men CEOs see me as spoiled and inexperienced. So they disregard my experience, my qualifications, and they just see me as that, which is very unfortunate. So I had to work harder. The other co-founder of Sociable his name is Hafiz. So he is taken more seriously when it comes to business meetings. So in order for my voice to be heard in the meeting table, I often find myself having to work harder than my male counterparts to make my voice be heard and showcase my capabilities to be taken seriously. I was more than willing to put in the work to create my own reputation for being a hardworking, honorable business person in my own right. And to overcome this, I had to learn to build my confidence and overcome my negative self-talk. It also is difficult because, as far as I know, our competitors in Brunei for marketing agencies, if I'm not mistaken, all of the CEOs are men. So I'm typically like the bottom of the food chain because, again, women are not seen as, as knowledgeable as men for some reason. But also the opportunities at the moment in Brunei, I would say it has improved. So Brunei is slowly opening up to women's role as an entrepreneur. Even now, I think there are a lot of self-employed women in Brunei. Yeah, so in the society, although there are still some conservatives, but people in Brunei are increasingly embracing women entrepreneurship and even supporting them, especially amongst the youths. So I have a lot of 20-year-olds who would want to open up businesses in the future. So I do talk to them. I do mentorships as well. So I feel like more and more of the younger generations are open to the idea of, opening up businesses in the future. Furthermore, with digital marketing, statistics shows that women are actually more tech savvy than men. Around 57% of women are more active on social media compared to men. And so I feel like this gives women the more opportunity to be able to enter the workforce, to be part of the solution in a rapidly increasing role in technology sector. So even with, I noticed that social media managers, which is like normally it's women-owned businesses. So it's women working on their own, working from their comfort of their own home. They open up a company which has to do with social media. This is something that you can open up and operate by yourself. And you can learn it along the way. Again, with this, I feel like you don't really necessarily need the degree. I feel like if you are able to catch up with the forever changing updates with social media, this is something that you are able to do. Yeah. So yes.
Ms. Shu, do you have, what is it next? Do you have any slides that you would like to share? Is it?
No, there's no slides. That's basically it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to, share your slides with us. Okay, my apologies. All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Shuhaida. an interesting and insightful presentation. Maybe we can talk a little bit about the presentations that you have shared with us just before.
Yeah.
Perhaps the audience would like to know. We also would like to know.
Yes, of course.
What are the main activities of this Socialable and Co, the company that you have started?
Okay, so Sociable and Co, it's a bit, in Brunei, it's quite new. I actually teamed up with a politician, a creative designer, copywriters. So it is essentially still a creative, somewhat attached to a creative agency, but we do more, as in like, when it comes to digital marketing, people always assume like, oh, we just need pretty pictures or pretty designs. But I believe that it has more to do. It has more than just that. You actually need to put in the work, which is the strategy part, creative direction. Again, having my co-founder Hafiz, he is very well known in the business economic side. So whenever people want to invest, say in Southeast Asia, they come to us. So we consult them on what is the best option if they would like to invest on something. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Maybe to all these participants who have more questions to ask Miss Shu, maybe some of them are interested in investing, in Miss Shu's company. Maybe we can have her telephone number later where she can be contacted. I think Miss Lam Lam is still not here. Mr. Ghazali, can I?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yes, Miss Lam Lam. Okay,
Hello.
welcome to then. Are you ready, or do you need a little bit of time to calm down before you start your presentations?
Actually, like I'm in the car right now, so. It would be best if I can do it in about like say less than 10 minutes when I just reach my office.
Okay.
Yeah. So is it okay, or you want me to do like 10 minutes in the car and then after that continue in my office?
Okay, please hold on for a sec. Let me ask Miss Lenny if she is available and can do the second speaker. She can do her presentations right now. Hold with me or bear with me for a second. Miss Lenny, you are with us?
Yes. I can take the second place if you need me to present now.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So, Miss Lam Lam, you still have like 10 or maybe more than 10, 15 minutes to get ready.
That would be good. Okay.
Okay. All right. The second speaker, we are blessed to have today with us is Miss Leni Yusrini, and she was born in Palembang, Indonesia. She is the head of Travel Operation Department, Academy Pariwisata, Indonesia, Jakarta, Indonesia. She has a master's degree in ecotourism and environmental services management from IPB University, Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Leni.
Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction, for the kind introduction, Dr. Nuzia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me, especially the team from UITM Malaysia. And I would like to share a little also about my work, the reason that I am invited to this event, talking about strengthening the women entrepreneurship, because for the last few years I've been working in several tourism villages. We work side by side with the women there, in building the capacity of the women, in strengthening the women's ability to be able to help ourselves in order to be survive in economically or financially, and especially at this time, at these trying times when we face the pandemic crisis. Okay, if you allow me, I would like to share some slides. Could Mr. Ghazali allow me to share my slide? Because I'm still unable to share.
Okay, I hope that Mr. Ghazali is here with
Oh,
you.
now it's fine. I can share. Yeah. So this is our topic for today: strengthening the womenpreneurs in Indonesia, the challenges and opportunities. And because I'm from tourism sector, pariwisata in Indonesian means tourism in English. So I will share about my experience in entrepreneurship, especially in women entrepreneurship in tourism perspective. So as we all now facing the tourism, the COVID-19 pandemic, it affects all of us. It affects all sectors of our lives, especially for women. We face the now unemployment, and it affects our performances. It affects our livelihoods. It affects our well-being because the uncertainties that we face from this crisis. Okay, so for the last for the 2020, our team worked together for the women in the villages to take this time to rebuild our capacity, to rebuild our capabilities. So now I think in most of Southeast Asia countries, there are some old stigma about women, that we have some restrictions, we have some constraints regarding our freedom to work outside the house. So especially in rural areas. So this is what we try to explain to the villages, to the women in the villages, that now is the time that we also get up on ourselves, because the asset that we have patience, we have perseverance, we have attention to details. It is our asset. It is the woman's asset. And moreover, in Indonesia, the total population of women are more than the population of men, and half of that numbers are in productive age. So if we do not support ourselves, we will make ourselves burden to the family and to the village. So it is time, especially when the sustainable development goals also include gender equality. It is a good time for us to be more actively participate in the development. So this is what we've been doing. Okay, and why tourism? It is because I'm from tourism. I will look at this from the sector, the tourism sector. The first one is, although tourism is the first sector that and the most impacted by the COVID-19 crisis, it is also the first sector that can build back after the crisis or during the crisis, because tourism is very potential to create jobs, to create job opportunities, and curbing urban migration. Because when the pandemic hit Indonesia, there are lots of job loss, lots of unemployment, and these ex-workforces came back to the village, came back to the hometown. So the villages need to prepare, need to also create job opportunities for this workforce. So that's why we encourage from the tourism side. And second one is, tourism is multiplier sectors. So like when we produce or when we do business in restaurants, we do not connect with the suppliers of the food materials. We also connect with the farmers. We also connect with the fishermen. We also connect with truck drivers, car drivers. So tourism is a multiplier effect that observe many workforces. And the third one is tourism is an easy access sector for micro enterprises, small enterprises, and also the self-employed women. So these are some of the reasons we try to look entrepreneurship from the tourism sectors. Now come to the challenges, of women entrepreneurs, especially in tourism business during this pandemic. So there are some research studying about women entrepreneurship. Many research studying about women entrepreneurships. In Indonesia, some of the factors that is influencing the womenpreneurs are family. How we manage our time between taking care of the family and then taking care of our business, and how can we get support from family members, and then not to mention children issue, family income that are also influencing the women entrepreneurs. And the second is formal education. The research said that although many business owners are self-employed, most of them, or majority of them, has university degrees. So although that it is self-business, the women also think that it is important for us to have a good formal education. The third is capital. Perhaps unlike other countries, in Indonesia, especially in the rural areas, the initial capital to start from the business is not from outside sources. We start the business from our inside sources, from our personal savings, from the family savings, sometimes from family assistance. So not using banks or other institutions to get loans. And the last one is the social influence. Many entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, start the business from our own circles, our own networks, our own groups. And in regards to this, in line to this, also in tourism activities, there are some constraints of women entrepreneurs, like lack of funding sources, cultural limitations, because in Indonesia there are still some areas that have traditional stigma on women. Lack of expertise, and lack of trained human resources. These are the challenges that we women entrepreneurs face in entrepreneurship, in the general or in tourism activities. So what do we do to overcome this? What do we do to grow during pandemic? So the first thing that we have to do is we have to stand together. We cannot do business alone, especially at these trying times. We need to have lots of collaboration. We need to have lots of help from other people, other parties. So these are some of the actionable plans, actionable strategy that our team come up to help the women entrepreneurs, especially in the suburb areas, in the village area, to be able to grow during this pandemic time. For example, for education, right now is the great time to learn globally. Before the pandemic, how can we learn from other countries? It will take lots of money, right? But now all online courses are available from Indonesia, from other countries as well. So it's time to relearn, to learn more. So join online courses. There are lots of them that is connected to our skills, hard skills, soft skills. And next is get in touch with information and communication technology. Yes, we are women. Usually we only use phone just for the standard features. But right now our phones are having emails, having many applications regarding market platforms and everything. A few days before, I joined a seminar conducted by one of the universities. The speaker was Professor Bukhalis. He's one of the renowned researcher in tourism. He said that if the small and micro enterprises business cannot update themselves with technology, then you better step out of the business. It sounds cruel, but it's true. In a way, it's true, because if we force ourselves to be still traditional, only opening our store in our house, not connecting it with the technology, sooner our business will be out of the business. So get in touch with ICT now. Do not delay. And then family, to get support from the family, involve them in simple decisions. If we produce foods, bakeries, pastries, involve them to be the first taster of our products. So it is a simple example, but involving your family in our business in a simple decisions will help us to get more support from them. Next is about capital challenges. Like I mentioned before, some of the Indonesian women entrepreneurs start their capital with personal savings. But now we have to move forward. We have to grow. It means that we need collaboration. Like if our business is located in a small cities, in a small town, in a rural areas, where the buying ability of the people are low, we need to work with other companies. We need to work with other parties that have broader markets. It means that we need to work with either national or global companies, because now everything is open online. So why not get connected with other people from other places? And we can also connect with banks and microfinance institutions to get more funding to grow. Because if we want to grow, we also need that. And me and my friends did some research too on this, on microfinance and empowering women entrepreneurs. We come up that there is a connection that microfinance can help women entrepreneurs to grow, but the fund has to be used for the business, not for family expenses. That is what sometimes happens. And the last one is social influence. We need to broaden our circles, grow our circles, be a part of many organizations, many associations from everywhere, from all over the countries. Now, I would like to share some of our stories, some of the work that we've been doing in women entrepreneurship strengthening. Right now, one of the village that I'm working with is the Bojonggede village in West Java. So last year we started it's called UMKM in Indonesia, or in English it's called small and micro enterprises. We collect potentials from the people who can produce foods, who can produce bakeries, who can produce services, and etc. So we identify and we put them in one whole integrated umbrella. So our umbrella is called Desa Bojonggede UMKM. And we ask for big companies to help us too. So now we have one telecommunication company to help us to also provide some fundings for us. Now we have our own stores, our own galleries, and our own marketing channels. What we've been doing, we have accompaniment, because you cannot just give money and then leave the people. You have to accompany them step by step to make them grow. We give trainings, we give practices, we give leadership skill trainings, and we also teach them to to do collaboration with other people, with other parties. So you can check also our Facebook here. You can also order the products from our village. Perhaps you would like to taste local drinks, to taste local foods from there, and try some of the products here that the people produce. We have some of them here. We have handicrafts, we have drinks, we have foods. These are already go abroad. Yay! So our SMES was established just earlier this year, January 2020. But using technology, we managed to grow abroad. We go to Qatar, we go to Singapore, we go to Netherlands. So this is what we've been doing. I think that is the little sharing from my work, and I hope it can encourage the women entrepreneurs everywhere, no matter how small, to grow during this crisis. I think that's all. Thank you, Dr. Nuzia.
Okay, thank you very much for the very informative presentations, Miss Lenny. I couldn't agree with you more when you say it is now for ladies, not just ladies, to get involved with technology. I agree that with you 100%. And also, we are not going to forget our family members and get them involved as the decisions makers as well. Okay, thank you very much again, Miss Lenny, for that wonderful talk of yours. And I think, and I believe that the participants out there are gonna have a lot of questions for you and Miss Xu as well. But then to the participants, respected participant out there, if you have any questions, you may jot it down, or maybe you can leave us in the chat box if you do not want to read it out, or say it face to face to us. You can also write it down in the chat box. All right. So without delay, I think our third speaker is ready by now. Is she allowed? Oh, okay. Hello, Miss Lam Lam.
Hello everyone.
Okay. So we are pleased to announce our next esteemed speaker we have with us today. Her name is Miss Lan Lam from Vietnam. So let me just read out a little bit about her background. Okay, she has a master's degree in marketing from the Sydney University, Australia. She is also a marketing researcher and also an entrepreneur. And she was the one who brought sushi Thai to Vietnam. And for your information, sushi Thai, I hope that I pronounced that correctly. Okay, it is the biggest sushi restaurant franchise in Southeast Asia. And not just that, Miss Lam Lam, also the founder of the Lost recipe of Vietnam. This is interesting. And that is called Magnolia Kitchen and Cafe, and currently operating in Ho Chi Minh. Yeah. Not just that, she is also the founder of MNB Technology, a technology or a device that produces micro nano bubble to Vietnam, and that is a leading technology from Japan and being applied in many industries, such as personal care industry, cleansing, pet grooming, household cleaning, sanitations, and I guess many more industries. And not just that, she is also a market researcher, and she has been working for more than 9 years with Nielsen in Australia and Singapore, and a managing director for Insight Asia in Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, an experienced entrepreneur and market researcher, Miss Lan Lau.
Uh, Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Yeah, it seemed to be a long, a long list, a long laundry list for my career. But I would like to say that everything that I have right now, I think is starting from market research, and that's also the industry that I'm really, really passionate about. I've been working in market research for more than 20 years. Up to now, it's more than 20 years, and that is the career, not only the career, but it's also a kind of a knowledge source for me to understand what the market needs, what the market in Vietnam like, and how the Vietnam market compared to other countries, like in the region, is also globally. I think that's give me the advantage of information, and so it give me like kind of like informative decision making. That's where I got into doing business in other industries as well. Yeah. Okay, I think that today the questions or the topic is about the challenges of a woman entrepreneur. Um, I listened to the my previous speakers, the two ladies, and I feel that I'm quite lucky in a way that Vietnam is a very different country and very different culture compared to our neighborhood countries. So, for example, Indonesia, Malaysia, or Brunei, I feel that they in there, women still face a lot of challenges when it comes to gender equality, but it's not such a severe, like such a big gap in Vietnam. So Vietnam historically, we are always like under the war. Like you see that 1,000 war with China, 100 years French colonies, and then 30 years like the American wars, and then only since 1975 that we became a united country. Like no wars, no more wars in 1975. But because of that make the Vietnamese woman is very resilient, because for thousand years the men always at the frontier of war, and then the women have to be at home taking care of the family, taking care of the kids, and also be the breadwinner for the family as well. Mm. So in that kind of background, um, Vietnamese women in the workforce in Vietnam, you see that there's also a lot of women in the workforce. The challenges is on, we do have challenges, but it's very industry specific. For example, if you work in the government, if you are in politics, of course that's not a kind of like the playground for women. But I guess that is not only for Vietnam, but all over the world, because that is the game of the man. Mm. But for the rest, especially when it comes to entrepreneur in terms of doing business, small businesses, in Vietnam, I think it's majority of the small or family-owned kind of business. Um, I would say that Vietnam for the women would account for more than 50%. So in that sense, I mean, like Vietnamese woman is not very disadvantaged in terms of going out there, being on their own, or being the breadwinner for the family, including the women in the rural areas. Mm. I think in the gender equality issue is only when it comes to who's gonna do the housework, who's gonna take care of the kids. So that's still lie on the women responsibilities. So in a way that Vietnamese women have the challenge of like you have to do both. Like in the Vietnamese saying, we say that you have to be out there to earn bread and butter, but you also have to cover honor your traditional role as a wife, as a mother, as a daughter-in-law. So that is the challenge for the Vietnamese women. But in saying so, in big cities like Ho Chi Minh or Hanoi, we don't face that much of an issue because, like, probably the well-educated men, they also acknowledge the role of the woman in the household, and they do share to certain level. Mm. So yeah, so I feel very lucky to be a Vietnamese woman in that sense. um, but and then so if you ask me about the challenge with being a woman entrepreneur, I would say that it's just the time management. Because like if you already have the mindset of entrepreneur, you probably have some standard in everything that you do. Yeah. So you have the standard. When you go outside to the society, you also put the standard for yourself. How you gonna, what kind of things do you want to achieve? How do you gonna want to present yourself? And similarly, like for at home, you probably also put a lot of standards, a lot of pressure on yourself as well. What to do best for the kids? Um, what best school to do for the kids? What kind of like educations, or what kind of like upbringing that you should give to the kids. So basically it's just like being a all-rounded woman, and also putting so much standard and pressure on yourself. That is the thing that the Vietnamese woman entrepreneur is facing. Mm. Yeah. um, if you have more questions on that, I'll probably go more into, I mean, like specific cases. But in general, like I say, Vietnamese women don't face a lot of like gender discrimination compared to other countries, I guess. And now, if I move on to the topic about the pandemic and the challenges like we face during the pandemic time, as you see that the pandemic affect everyone in the world. But again, one more time, if you look at the stat and you look at the news, the situation in Vietnam is like very positive. So in total, so far up to now, we only have like the community cases. We only have just about like 300 cases in total for the community cases. So, and then everything is well under control. So apart from the first month in March, because we action very early, in March we already have the country total lockdown in March. But apart from that, 1 month in April where we'll have the whole country lockdown, and when we reopen again, all of the steps the government already put in place. So the country kind of like everything domestically came back to normal gradually, and also even now everything domestically is like yeah, everything is back to normal. The only thing that we don't have is on the commuting or traveling, or collaboration with the outside world. Of course, like all of the travel is banned. We don't have a lot of travelers or tourists come to Vietnam, and like Miss Lenny say, like everyone in the tourism business is really struggling right now. But for me, like in the F&B business, of course, like we also face challenges because we already lost. I mean, like at least a quarter to 30% of our business to like foreigners, travelers. Mm. And also like our domestic spending, even though that is did not change a lot, but it's on still impact like about like 10%. So in that way, like the good brand like Sushi Tei. I think Sushi Tei is also in Indonesia, Malaysia, and Brunei. You also have Sushi Tei franchise in those countries as well. So good brands like Sushi Tei, the impact wasn't that bad. Which is like we've been affected by about like 25% of our business. So the challenge with that is that how you gonna act quickly to change your operation models just to fit with the fact that your revenues go down by 25%. So the bigger challenge is like how you try to keep on the people and not to let them go. I mean, like, because they're your staff, you don't want them to get into unemployment. So we have to do it a very creative way, have to share under the times between under the staff so that everyone still can have the minimal kind of wages or the minimal salary for them to cover their household expenses. So I keep saying to my staff that this is a special time, that probably previous years you have like what you work, you have not only for cover your living expense, but you also put something in savings so that you can buy your house or you can buy your car. Probably is not the case in this year. So in this year, you just like be lucky that we can cover all of our living expenses. And because this one is something that affecting the whole country, and we need to share. So for those who have like higher income, you should, or those who low income, I would not cut their salary because they need that minimum amount to be able to survive. So we actually encourage those who are about in the mid-level, mid-management level and above, they're gonna get a big cut because under that cut, it's basically just their saving. They don't need those things to survive. But other lower income, they need the minimum wage to survive. So but of course, right, if people trying to cut your salary and not cutting the other salary, you feel the pain. So it's just about like how to bring people together, to make people united, how to make people like to be compassionate about everyone, your colleagues, about everywhere in your neighbors and everything. Like you have to work together, you have to be united. Uh, I did have a challenge, like you say, the Magnolia, the lost recipes in Vietnam. I had to survive. Seriously, I had to close down that restaurant and move it to make it become an online service. So we cannot sustain a restaurant, a kind of a physical restaurant, but then we have to change the model. So all the staff gonna go to other business venue, like for example, go to Sushi Day, and then I keep the key staff for to set up the online business for Magnolia Kitchen and Cafe. So basically, during this pandemic time, it is a very unusual time, and yet you have to use all of your um, capability, all of your like resources, but then you have to act really quickly, and you have to you have to change. Basically, you have to change, and changes is always painful. But you have no choice to do it. But my lesson is like if you do it with like compassion, you do it with a reasonable reason and a good course, then you can survive. And the staff is also kind of like willing to follow the lead because they also understand that I'm also trying to protect everyone. But I cannot like with a situation like that, no one can have the same life as before. Yeah. So that's the challenges during the pandemic time. Move on. Like I saw that there's a couple of questions that you have for me. Um, if you I think that in summary, my sharing with you guys is that being a Vietnamese woman, I'm very lucky that the gender inequality is not very bad in Vietnam. So probably being a entrepreneur, you're already a strong woman. So you just need to have to manage your time, and then also like have to manage the expectation from others to put on yourself, and also the expectation that you put to yourself. And then for the pandemic time, it's a very difficult time for everyone. So just keep your heart and your mind strong and clear, and with a little bit of the compassion. And then you have to have the courage to change. That is all that you need to steer the boat during this stormy time. Okay. Yeah. Um, guess my sharing is going to be like that sweet and short. Unless you want to have specific question, I think that I leave more time for Q&A. It's more straight to the point of the participant who want to hear or want to know about the Vietnam situation.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Lam Lam, for your remarkable presentations. Well, as mentioned by Ms. Lam Lam just now, we have think many questions in your chat box. I think before we go further, I would like to look at the chat box first. There are a few questions from participants here. The first one comes from Miss Julia. How Miss Shuhaida tackle your voice be heard in meetings? Okay, maybe we give the opportunity for Miss Shuhaida to answer that questions. Yeah.
Thank you for your question, Julia. Yeah, so this is a very real issue for me. I normally go into meetings alone or with my other co-founder, Hafiz. So for me, I have to showcase my skill sets a lot. Tell them basically, again, showcasing what I know, what is currently in trend. So more often than not, they always get so impressed when I know what I'm talking about. So that's when they shift from seeing Hafiz to looking at me. So it is something that is a work in progress. That's for now. I see that that's working for me. It's just showcasing what I know, telling them about my experiences. Again, with speech therapy, I would also say it is useful for what I'm currently doing under Sociable, because I concentrate a lot on data analytics and human behavior, which is so important in marketing. Without these two, you can't really predict what will go well in marketing and what won't. So yeah, so that's how I typically do it.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Shu, for the questions, for the answer. And questions has already been answered, Ms. Julia. The next question would be from Yong Siu Siu Su. She said, exactly, Ms. Lenny, the importance to educate women in rural area on how to stand out for themselves and contribute towards the society or family via tourism. Okay, this is the statement of agreeing with Miss Lenny. All right, so we move on to the next. Congratulations, Miss Lenny. Awesome sharing. All right, next will be from Yong Siu Siu again. Great and informative sharing, Miss Lenny. Thank you. Okay. And from Miss Julia again, she asked questions to Miss Lenny. Do your establishment decide the content for Kampung Cukur or the community decides themselves? Over to you, Ms. Ling.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Nurzia. Thank you for the question. We never force our view in regarding the decision making, in regarding the idea that we are working on. So all of the potential identifications came from the people themselves because they know what potentials they have. They know what can be sold from their villages. So our job is to direct them on how to package, how to polish these potentials to become a good package, so it can be sold not just outside our village but also outside our city, outside our countries. So all initiatives came from the villages themselves. I hope that answers. Thank you.
Okay, very well, Ms. Lenny. Thank you so much for the answer. So we move on to the next questions from Ms. Fauziatun. She said, great, with great case study, Kampung Cukur. Congrats, Ms. Lenny. Okay, another segment of congratulating Ms. Lenny. So next one is from Ms. Julia again. Indeed, contributors and role as entrepreneur. Okay, so if there's any questions, it's only a statement. Thank you, Ms. Julia. Next is from Mr. William Law. He said, great sharing from all, very interesting, and I agree. Many more initiatives, activities, and support by industry players, and also government will help tremendously towards our feminine entrepreneur. Thank you so much for your thought, with Mr. William Law. So next would be from, we don't have this offer, names only a phone number or series of number. Thank you so much to all speakers and UITM Sabah for organizing this webinar. You are welcome to this, someone here. All right, next will be, I can't go down. I think that's all for from the chat box. Okay, let's talk about the presentations that Ms. Lam Lam has just mentioned before. It is intrigued me when she said about women inequality. Okay, I'm very interested about that because in my country, I believe that women inequality in our country is just a little bit. Not more than, I mean, it is moderately being practiced. It isn't there anymore, I believe. All right, because I think, like Miss Lam Lam has mentioned, she said, educated male, they understand female as well. So to be an effective or become functional household, both a female and male or husband and wife have to work together. I think more and more awareness are actually in Malaysian's culture already. Well, of course, it has to be done some studies about this matter. Well, perhaps Miss Lenny, you have any other opinions in regards to the women in equality? Maybe Miss Xu also has to maybe talk a little bit about this women inequality. I thought that is already vanished.
Yeah, I go first, Miss you.
Yes, Miss Lenny, please.
Yeah, thank you. So actually, it also in Indonesia not as that big of a gap as before, but still our traditional culture always put women also first in family issues. So we have to take care of the households first before we can get out from the house. So I think in some places are also just like that. But the business opportunity, the job opportunity is also increasing already here in Indonesia. So my point is not on the gap between genders, but to strengthen the power of the women, especially in growing our own business. I think that's it.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Lenny. I believe also the same thing. Women in Malaysia, in Indonesia, are now experiencing, equal status between men and women. We are hoping that it's going to be, improved in the next year to come. So, how about Miss Chu? Do you have any opinion in regards to the inequality of ladies?
For Brunei, I would say it's almost the same as Malaysia and Indonesia, since culturally we are quite similar. But it is getting better. I do agree with that. I think, like I said before, nowadays, if women would like to open up businesses, it is being celebrated. For me, that issue, I normally have to talk to my male counterparts and then just basically explain to them why it is necessary to be equal. Even though they are educated, some of them still do live in that mindset, especially older generations. Unfortunately, they do still believe like women, they still having a role as a like CEO. It's not new. But this year, I do realize I believe in our telco industry in Brunei, I think there's 3. So I think 2 of them is the CEO are women. So I think, again, that it's slowly changing, but it's getting there. It's a lot. There's still a lot to be improved, but it is getting there. So I think in Brunei, we are slowly improving.
Wow, great to hear that, Miss Sue. Okay, so we move on to the answer and question sessions. I am also getting a few more questions in our chat box. Let me read it out to all of us. From Miss Julia, Miss Lan Lam is for you. How the high income staff takes the proposal of salary cut. Okay, I think that is the straightforward questions. Miss Lan Lam, over to you.
Yeah. Okay. So is it the first question about the how to cut the salary from the high salary staff? Is that a question?
How the high income staff takes the proposal of salary cut.
Yeah.
Let me think. Or maybe Miss Julia can can
Yeah.
perhaps post the questions directly to our respected speaker.
Yeah.
Miss Julia, are you there? Okay.
Okay. Let me answer that question. I saw that she say, yeah, Julia. Yeah. To answer your questions, like in the organization, you also have like the people from the management level, who also your staff. Actually, my the managing director that we hire for Sushite is from Malaysia. He's the I think he's the vice chairman of the Malaysia Chef Association or something like that. Yeah. So the way that we get the staff to consent on your policy or on your strategy is that you have to be open with them. So basically, we presented to them our P&L. So we present to the top management, like including our the staff, including the managing director, the head of the manager of each of the outlets, and then the head of the kitchen staff, and then the head of the service staff. So basically, we had a meeting with all of them, and then we share with them, hey, this is our situation right now, because they are the one who on site every day, so they know how much impact that we got from the revenue standpoint. So we share with them the numbers. We share with numbers. So the strategy I had is just like to be open with them. So this is a number. This is our revenue. This is our staff cost, right? So you consider like before the pandemic, you earn $10. Yeah, your revenue is $10, and your staff, your staff, human cost is like $5, for example. That's the ratio. That's where we make. That's where we survive or we make money. But now you see that we already have like the revenue was cut by like 20%, 30% during the pandemic time. Yeah, and if these ones continue for another like 6 months, of course, like the whole franchise gonna close down, and everyone gonna lose your job. So to survive, basically, because the revenue cut like 30%, I also need you to work out how to cut your staff cost by 30%. With only one condition, that the way that you cut it, if you cut the people from a low salary and because they cannot survive, they quit anyway. And if they quit, you also don't have people to work for you, and you also cannot sustain your operations. So I let them choose how they're gonna manage among themselves in terms of their time cut. So it's not about a salary cut, because it's like in total, for example, before the pandemic, we allow everyone work. They can choose working 48 hours a week, or they can do OT to 60 hours a week. So the first thing that I ask them is no more OT. Everything back to 48 hours. And that is in line with any other restaurant out there that you work 48 hours, only because here we allow them to work up to 60 hours so that you can earn more. But there's not the time for that. So everyone want to keep your job, you cut down to 48 hours. And then the lower income staff, we keep their hours, because in the end of the day, their salary pool is very small. So the management team, they understand that they have to work among themselves. Who gonna sacrifice how many hours? And then when they already sacrifice their hours back to the minimum 48 hours, and we still cannot meet our budget, because our budget need to be cut a little more further. So then they have to work among themselves, and then they struggle there. Then we propose, how about those who from this income, this level income and above, you cut 15% of your salary. Who from this bracket to this bracket, you cut 10% of your salary. So basically, in overall, they lost their 60 hours to 48 hours, and they lost a little bit of more, about like 10% maximum of their income. Some people get another cut of 5%. So when you break down like that, they understand that their total cut is actually not big, and also they understand that how to meet it, because they are the one who work out the time among themselves, how to cut for each of them, so that they can still survive as a team, because they also don't want to cut the staff, because it's going to be more work for them. It's also going to be more not sustainable for them, because they need in each position they need a headcount there. So in overall, my strategy is that you have to be open with your staff, and you let them think about the solution. It's only when they cannot think about the solution, you give them option to choose, and you explain to them what that option impact on them. And then without that option, or without that kind of like step, what kind of like the risk, or the risk of the overall system, or the risk of the sustainability going to impact them. So just need a little bit of convincing and empowerment.
Thank you, Ms.
I hope that
example of how this, business model nowadays have to change. In regards to the salary cut, of course, many staff are unable to accept that, but I think, pretty sure that they understand the situations that we are currently having right now. So it's not just entrepreneurs are affected, the normal people, government servants, they are also affected. So the business models have to change definitely. Okay, thank you, Ms. Lam Lam, for the very thorough answer for that questions. I hope Ms. Juria has got the some knowledge from what Ms. Lam Lam has shared just before. So we move on to the next questions from Dayang Nur Kamisa. Okay, Ms. Dayang Nur Kamisa asked questions about, she said here, hi, I would like to ask a questions. I'm wondering, how did you guys handle with the loss incurred? Okay, I think the loss they experienced by businesses during this pandemic. So any speakers, maybe I open to any speakers who would like to answer these questions.
Sorry, can you show the question?
Maybe Ms. Lam Lam would like to answer these questions.
Can I see the questions? I mean, like, because your voice broke up.
Let me read it out to you, Ms. Lam Lam, very slowly. She said she's wondering, how do you guys handle the loss incurred in a business, or how does loss of cost, not loss of cost. This means the loss incurred in a business handled by womenpreneurs or by speakers. That's what she meant. Did you get it, Ms. Lan Lam? I think partly has already been answered.
Sorry,
right? I think partly has already been answered by Ms. Lang Lam in regards to the loss or cost that a business has to bear. She said that salary cut has to be done, and the business owners have to ask for the staff's understanding about the situations that the entrepreneurs are experiencing. So perhaps Ms. Lam Lam has another ways on how to handle the loss that is experienced during this pandemic. Over to you, Ms. Lan Lam.
Yeah. So one thing that I shared was about cutting the salary. But I think that one is also not just the only solution, because if you only do that, it's gonna affect your staff spirit and the morale a lot. So basically, then to handle the loss, you have to look at all of your angle of the P&L.
Okay, I think we got disconnected.
Hello.
Okay, Miss Lam Lam, could you please repeat the few sentences that connect?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I said that not only that you should look into cutting the salary, because if you only look into that, you're gonna affect the staff morale and their mentality. I mean, you have to explain to them, but then that is on the staff standpoint. The other thing is you have to look throughout your P&L, where is all of your cost center. For example, the rental is another cost center. Then you have to deal with the landlord. You have to explain to the landlord and negotiate for the rental reduce. And then you also have to look into your food costs, for example, that you know that for now you have to make your menu smaller, so you cannot have a full like elaborated menu. Because it's gonna yeah, you have to minimize your cost. You have to maximize the yeah, minimize the wastage, maximize the
Cells, I guess. She got disconnected again.
yeah, I'm back again. Sorry, I
Yeah.
don't know, the connection is not very good. uh,
Understandable, Miss
did
Lam
you
Lam.
get
Don't
my
worry
answer?
about it.
So basically, the short question is, it's not only look into the staff cut, but you have to look into all of the cost centers and then negotiate on every single one of them. And also have to change your model. For example, when I say the Magnolia, I had no choice but have to close down and change to online business. So you have to like really think, like you have 360 degrees of your radar up all the time, and work out and act fast.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Lam Lam. Okay, I'm gonna read out some more questions from the participants. From user to everyone, Miss Lam Lam, what is your opinion? I guess Miss Lam Lam, this question is for you again. Miss Lam Lam, what is your opinion on the role of formal and informal education in ensuring the success or to sustain in business, particularly during this pandemic? Over to you, Ms.
That's
Lam.
that is actually very interesting questions.
Right.
Um, yeah, in I think that everyone knows the difference between book smart and street smart. Mm. So, but then to be able to success in a professional world, I guess the combination of book smart and street smart is a really a kind of a prerequisite. Is a must. If you only book smart alone, you cannot survive in the business environment. So, in to answer your question, you need to have both formal and informal kind of like education. That means that both book smart and street smart to be able to be an entrepreneur. To be an entrepreneur, you have to think outside the box all the time. So that's require being like very flexible in terms of your thinking, in terms of your mentality, and how you apply all of the knowledge into your business. And knowledge here is not only the knowledge that you learn from the book, but also the knowledge that you learn from the people and from the environment around you. So to put it again, to put in a nutshell, you need both, and both are equally important. You
I think she got disconnected again. Okay, I think Miss Lam Lam line. Okay. Miss Lam Lam, speaker, We can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Right, yes.
So just to sum up that one, that I think to answer the questions, for me, the formal and the informal education are equally important. So you need the formal education, so for example, so that you know how to do a business plan, how to read your P&L, how you to analyze your financial situation, how to work with the bank, how to work with the lawyer, for example. But then you need the street smart, well, which is the the informal kind of education, to be able to have a gut feel about what to be done in your business. For example, how you're gonna attract more customers, how you're gonna treat your staff, how you're gonna do everyone to work together, how you organize your operations. So those things, those skill sets are more from the kind of the street smart or the soft skill more than the book smart, which is the formal education. Yeah. So yeah. So I hope also answer your
Exactly,
question.
Miss Lam. I couldn't agree with you more. Formal and informal education are both important in this case. Some of those youngsters there out there, they believe that without formal educations, they still can manage to become successful entrepreneurs. I have once told my nephew, I told him that you need to get formal educations first before you venture into business. And he agreed with me, and he is doing what I've asked him to do. Okay, so thank you, Miss Lam Lam. Let's move on to the next questions from Julia. Yes, Miss Lam was saying that she proposed a salary cut. I think that's have already been answered. Miss Julia again, thanks, Miss Lam Lam. And this is another from Miss Julia again. This question is for Miss Lenny. Who is the biggest customers of the community product? Is it the local itself or depends on the outside of the community? I think that's the question. Okay, over to you, Miss Lenny.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Nurzia, for the question. So far, for some of the village that we've been working for, the biggest customers are the locals itself, actually. But we want to expand, we want to grow, so that's why we use digital marketing, we use technology to broaden our customers, to broaden our network. So now some of our villages customers also reaches Jakarta and other big cities outside the village itself. So we're happy to have more customers from other places as well, including abroad. So some of the products, although it's food products, it can stand for a few days during shipping. So we also send our products to outside of the country. So it's a very wonderful opportunity for the people in the village. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Lenny. Maybe you can, if you agree with this, maybe you can perhaps leave your email address, or maybe if it's not too much to ask, your telephone number. Maybe there are participants out there who would like to become drop shippers for the village products. Perhaps there's a collaboration or collaborative business can be done between Indonesia and Malaysia after this event, inshallah. So please, if you willing, please leave your email address or perhaps your telephone number at the chat box for everyone to contact you after this event. Thank you, Miss Lenny. So we move on to the next questions. It's from Nabiha Bru. She said, question to you, Miss Shu. How did you become a data analyst, and do you need to have specific background educations to be an analyst, or to be analyst, or anyone can be a data analyst? Over to you, Ms. Sue.
Thank you for the question, Nabiha. So for me, data analytics is part of my module. So it was for my degree and master's. So that's how I learned it. I also because I was so interested in digital marketing, I attended a few courses in the UK as well that is specifically like can be specifically applied to digital marketing. But I do believe there are a few online courses that you can take for free, like for example, Coursera. That is completely free. You can attend it. I'm not sure if they do give certificates because I've never really used it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. Like a lot of Bruneians, when they want to pick up new skill sets, they do use Coursera. So yeah, and when it comes to do you need specific background to become a data analyst for Brunei? I don't believe so. But I think it's good to have, for example, yeah, the online courses, because it is very technical. It's not really just you looking at a bunch of numbers and then making predictions. It's a lot of like assessing and evaluating. So if you would like to say go on to that career path, I would look into attending online courses to get a better understanding. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Miss Sue, for the explanations. I am also requesting the same thing. Perhaps if there are some other participants out there who would like to get more input from you, Miss Sue, maybe you can leave your email address at least, or perhaps if you're willing, leave your telephone number for some of those participants out there who is willing to, who's wanting for more information from you. Okay, thank you, Miss Sue. All right, so we move on to the next questions. It's about some of company use celebrity in promoting their products, such as Shopee, that have a celebrity in promoting their apps. What did you guys? What did you guys? What is your opinion about the apps? And what did your opinion about this? Okay, sorry. Does this strategy is useful or does it contribute into attracting many customers? Or in other words, I think she's asking about how celebrity roles in promoting products by using Shopee apps. I think this one is an open questions. Anybody perhaps can give response to these questions? Anyone?
Okay.
Thank you.
If okay, I can answer from my perspective as a market researcher and working with like multiple brands like Pepsi, like Dutch Lady, or like BAT, British American Tobacco, and yeah, Unilever, and all of those brands.
Yeah.
So in my work as a market researcher, I also like one of the uh, like very often work is to test the advertisement. Mm, to do the advertisement test. So, and also one of the question is what kind of celebrity that they can use, or they have that suit with their brands. So
Exactly.
the use of the celebrities have different kind of like benefits. Yeah, but then you need to know is what your brand is. If you are, because celebrity, the cost for celebrity is really big. It's not cheap at all. So for example, just engage the celebrity for one day of their for the activation. It depends on the level of the popularity of the celebrity. The cost is very high. You're talking about one day of work is for a minimum for a kind of like a B class celebrity to the A class celebrity. It is like from somewhere from $5,000 to $20,000 a day. Huh? So if you asking like using the celebrity to attract more customers and to generate more sales in the short term, it has the kind of effect to give you a short burst of sales. For example, if you ask a celebrity to write a post on your Facebook or on your fan page, or to make a short video of they using your product, for example, it can give you a short burst of sales. But again, you have to consider whether that short burst of sales, which we call it incremental sales, whether it's enough for you to cover the cost. So for the SME, for the small and medium enterprises, normally we cannot afford to have the celebrity to engage the celebrities
Exactly.
because yeah, whatever that you earn from the revenue, the incremental revenue, is not enough to cover your celebrity cost.
Right.
Besides, because you are SME, you can only engage them for one post or two posts. So periodically, that you engage them in a like not continuously, but like in a specific time of your business, and that is only give you the effect of a burst in the 3 days or a week sales. So it doesn't have a long-term impact on your brand. Big brands like Shopee, like Lazada, or like Unilever, or like Pepsi, they engage the celebrity as their brand ambassador. So that is the 1 year contract. So if this 1 year contract is not only to give you the sales at a specific point, it's actually to build up your brand. So build up your brand awareness, to build up your brand kind of like association, your brand, bring your brand closer to the users. So that is a long-term contract. It's not a short contract at all. So and that is only the game of the big brands. It's not for SME.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Miss Lan Lam, for your thorough explanations. I believe that Miss Lenny also would like to answer the questions. Miss Lenny?
Yeah, basically, my answer is the same as Miss Lam. Uh, SMEs, especially in suburb areas, in rural areas, we cannot afford, but we can use the other side of the celebrity as well, because in Indonesia, the psychological part of the celebrity helps us to connect with them. So we in our village, in Kampung Cukur village, we use some of the celebrity to promote our names. um, uh, they do it for free because there is some kind of like CSR of the celebrity to include themselves in social work. So we've been lucky to have some of the celebrities to also promote the brand of our village name, not the product, but the village name, to be able to be heard, because in Indonesia there is also some village tourism village competition that held by the government. So we also use some of the celebrity that is close to that have connection. So the relationship and connection with the village is also helps. So they can share, they can be our influencer in promoting our village to the outside without us paying them. So we're very lucky.
Why, you're very lucky indeed, Miss Lenny. Okay, we are hoping that many more celebrities are doing, charity for our SMEs. Yeah, Miss Lang Long, we are hoping many more celebrities would do that. Or in the Muslim community, we consider that as sedekah. Thank you so much for the response, Miss Lenny. So we move on to the next chat box. It's 11:53 already, so we're going to go for a few more. Yeah, you okay with that? The Miss Ju, Miss Lenny, Miss Lan Lan.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we continue with a few more questions from our participants. This is from Miss Lenny herself. Okay, please, all those participants out there, Miss Lenny has shared her email address in the chat box. Please, be aware of the email. So we move on to the next questions from participants. Miss Pauziaton. The questions is for Miss Lenny. For the Kampung Cukur, any incentives, grant, or any for them from the government? Over to you, Miss Lenny.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Fauzia, for the question. The initiatives of working together with the villages basically came from the government. And as I mentioned earlier, that there is also a competition from the government, in this case, the Ministry of Tourism, for the rural villages. So every year there is also a competition, but this is not the basic reason for us to do the work. So grants helps, yes, because in order to become an established rural tourism village, we also have to have some procedures done from the government, like the name of rural tourism itself cannot be attached freely to the village. We have to have some procedures done. We have to have some local institutions established in the village to have our name as tourism village. So yes, we have the help from the Ministry of Tourism, like the trainings for the villages are part of them are funded by the government, in this case by the Ministry of Tourism. And we also have the help from the Ministry of the Village of Indonesia. So yes, government is also a big part of our collaboration in this regards. I hope that helps.
Thank you so much, Miss Lenny. Okay, we just move on to the next questions from Julia. Miss Lenny, this is question for you, Miss Lenny. How you establish the community brand? Okay, very good questions. Over to you, Miss Lenny, again.
Yeah. First thing is that the brand itself has to create the mind of the people that this is like we say kampung cukur. Cukur in bahasa Inggris means haircut. So many of the villagers are have profession as barbers, and their customers are some big names from Jakarta. Like our former vice president is the customer from our barber shop, and some of the government officials are also the customers from our barber shop in the village. So the name Kampung Cukur means the village of the barbers maybe. So the name itself has to sell. So when people see Kampung Cukur, they will be curious what is Kampung Cukur. So that is the first thing. We built the brand name really connected with what are the people, what is the village is all about. So if you come to our village, you will see there are many barber shops in the village. So that is the first thing. But next thing is that to make our brand known, we we also use the help of the influencers that is close to us. They bring our names to the national levels, to Jakarta. They bring the names of Kampung Cukur to Jakarta. So sometimes people come to the village to buy the pastries from our village. Sometimes they come just to have haircut. They choose the barbers that used to do the haircut for our vice president, and things like that. And we also use the social media. Most of the villagers, unlike the stigma that village people are not familiar with technology, but at this time all people are familiar with technology. So we have our own social media platforms, and every villagers also have their own social media platforms. So we also have postings in every few days to make our names known. So yes, it's still a long process to be big, but we're doing it every day. Hopefully it helps.
Thank you so much, Miss Lenny, for very thorough explanations. Hope that answered the questions as well. So we just stop at the chat box first. We perhaps, I mean, it is good idea if we give the opportunity to participants to maybe talk directly to our respected speakers. I can see that some of our participants are eager to ask questions, like Miss Juria. She had many questions posted, and perhaps she also would like, or any others who would like to talk directly to our speakers. You are welcome to do so. This is the opportunity to talk to our experts that we have brought to you today. Okay, so Miss Juria, do you have anything to ask?
I think I asked most of the questions already, and then now it's about noon.
Okay.
So I guess it's everybody wants to go for lunch.
Okay, yeah, I thought that you would like to ask more questions, so I give you the opportunity to,
There's a lot. There's one question for Miss Lana. In Vietnam, how is the for products for brands like Sushi Tei, Magnolia, and so on is more to the middle and up market. But how about for the small entrepreneurs, for the small shops? How do they survive with these pandemic situations in Vietnam?
It's actually the funny thing is like for the smaller enterprises, like for example, like a family business, and because the business is mainly for domestic market, the business is actually not impacted much. As I shared with you earlier, the pandemic doesn't really hit the local market that much. It's only hit those brands that have the connection with the international. So, for example, like if you need your customers is like from part of your part of your revenue is from foreign customers, that's where you get hit. So for those who are smaller catering, that's only, for example, the street shops that's only sales for local, and those are necessity. So basically the business actually not impact that much, and some of them is actually thriving. The business is growing like crazily during this pandemic time. Like for example, I'm just giving you an example, like this pandemic, it changed the whole country, that bring to a new normal, especially in the kind of like the delivery F&B. So everyone now, for example, myself, before the pandemic, I did not know how to use only the app to order food. But now I order like at least like 5 to 10 times a week, and somebody like me do the food ordering. Yeah. So you imagine the whole countries, everyone does that. And then I heard that from this is just a business information, right? So one shop that just sell chicken rice, and what they earn is that they earn 500. Their revenue for 1 month. Their shop is only like just this big, and they sell only one thing, and their revenue is $500,000 US a month.
Ooh, that's very much.
My sushi tech, I'm just green with envy. I mean, like, how did they that? How they make it, and totally unbranded. No one knows about it. And then I study them, and I just wonder why they're so successful. Every day they have about at least minimum 3,000 orders for
Wow.
that. So yeah, so what I've learned is that the price is super cheap. Of course, the food is good. So for example, that's just a rules of thumb that your food cost is in F&B, you need to keep your food cost below 40%, and that is for a high end kind of like F&B, because high end F&B you use expensive ingredients. For the street food, you have to keep your food cost below like 25%. Because like the cost of your dish is very small, so you have to keep your food cost really small so that you have enough income. So 25% for street food, 40% for like fine dining or restaurants. And they are street food, they sell only one dish, but their cost of goods sold is 70%. So basically, what we're trying to say is they sell super cheap, but their food is very delicious as well. So they just define the norm. The norm is 25%. They do 70%. So they become known overnight. So why a chicken rice with a big chicken thigh and with that kind of price, and the food is good. So that's their secret. And they say $500,000 in revenue a month. Mm. So yeah, so smaller business in Vietnam, in a way, for the pandemic, they did not get hit that much. Mhm.
Okay, thank you so much for the very interesting informations that you just shared, Miss Lan Lam. Okay, 500,000. Okay, okay, that's really interesting. Okay, thank you, Miss Curia, for the questions. We move on. I think many of us are, getting tired, and I understand. I got a note from Mr. Ghazali, our medic coordinator, as mentioned that Ms. Van Lam has to leave in 5 minutes. Okay, can you just bear with us for another like 3 minutes, Ms. Van Lam? We are very grateful for your cooperation. All right, so one more questions, then I think we're good to go. Before that, I would like to remind all the participants out there, please look at the chat box. There is an attendance link, and also for you to get e-certificate, please click to the link and then maybe fill up or maybe fill up a form, attendance form, and you will be getting an e-certificate. All right. So last questions is from Afifa Razali. Hello, I have a question. Have you used any celebrity influencer to advertise your business in social media, and what is the outcome? Is it effective? I think it's already been answered thoroughly by Miss Lam Lam. Thank you, and Miss Leni as well. Please note that Afifa. And the next question is from user. There's no name for it. For that question, this question is open to all the panelists. In relations to the celebrity endorsement product promotion approach mentioned earlier, what about other promotional strategies such as product review and product sponsorship? Which one is more effective? All right, so it is open to all the speakers who are willing to answer.
Okay, I'll just make it quick so that.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Lam Lam. Thank you.
Okay, so like you say that the product review or the product sponsorship, those are just tactical. Those are just tactical work. So basically, it's not really important whether you do product review or you do product sponsorship, because I sharing with you before. If you do go to that route, which means that using the celebrities, one shot it mean nothing. So you have to do multiple things with multiple celebrities, or you have to do like multiple things with one celebrity, and then you have to improvise all of your tactical activities. So including both product review and you say the product sponsorship. Those are just the tools. So you cannot use just one tool when you engage the celebrity. You have to do more. And then so in that sense, it doesn't matter what kind of tactical activity or event that you want to do. The more important thing is how you do it. So you have to do it in a unique way, in a creative way. For example, you see that people can sell tons and tons of things just by having some very funny, out of the box and enjoyable, entertaining kind of TikTok post. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Like I say, product review or product sponsorship. It is how you do it, how you make people engage in what you show on the social media. Okay. Hope that ends.
Oh, is that all, Ms. Lala? Oh, okay. Thank you so very much. Yes, well, indeed, I agree. It is only a tactical. Basically, they can use that to actually attract more customers. And from the course that I have attended recently, they got it from somewhere else, right? They even have an apps to have it installed in their website, and they can have good reviews from copywriters elsewhere, and they just paste it in their website and they get review for their products. So I do agree with you, Ms. Lam Lam. It is only a tactical matter about the product reviews. If you would like to get real reviews, I think you can, ask your customers yourself, or perhaps you have, a way of reaching out to your customers and ask their feedback about your products. All right, I think most of us are very tired already, especially when Miss Juria has mentioned that we are we are actually going for lunch already. I now, would like to say thank you, would like to conclude this event, and I would like to thank you to our Datu, our UITM's rector, that yang berbahagia Datu, if he is still around. Thank you very much for your time, and I am thanking to a very supportive speakers who are here with us until 12 o'clock at noon, and have responded to all the questions asked by participants. Thank you very much for your support, and thank you very much for being here, especially to Miss Nur Shuhaida, Miss Leni, and to Miss Lan Lao. Hopefully that we are going to be able to do this event again, and you guys are willing to go to join us again. And I would like to extend thank you to all these participants who are with us until the end of this program. So lastly, I would like to remind to all of the participants, please click the link given by Mr. Ghazali at the chat box and fill up a form to get your e-certificate. Finally, I would like to say Assalamualaikum and goodbye. Stay safe.
Yeah. Thank you for having us. Yeah, it's our pleasure. So
thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you next time. Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Nurzia, Mr. Ghazali.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shu. Nice to know you.
Nice to meet you. I will email you soon.
We should exchange.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Juria, thank you so much for all the questions. Miss Juria is the winner of most active participant today.
That's true.
She is the most active participant.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you
all
all.
give very good information. So I'm very curious. Thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Z.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shu. Thank you, Miss Leni.
Thank you, Mr. Ghazali. I have to leave the room. I have to go back to my exam.
Okay, all the best. All the best.
Okay, thank you so
bye.
much. Bye, everyone. Stay safe.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
My throat is getting dry. Ghazali, Assalamualaikum.
Inshallah, Ustaz. Thank you.
Oh my God, rasa berpuluh-puluh sudah saya. Macam dah keluar suara saya last tu.
Esok lagi esok.
A very active participants. I don't expect like this. Ghazali, masih kau sana?
Masih.
Ya, macam saya rasa banyak tu soalan. Ya, sangat aktif
Iya.
partisipan dia.
Bagus lah.
Hah?
Bagus.
Wih.
No, soalan.
Dia, Datuk masih ada kah?
Datuk, tak ada. Betul Vivi ya.
Macam saya rasa penat saya punya sebab kena fokus kan. Okey, Encik Ghazali?
Ya.
Semua sudah okey, the link, the form.
Ya, sudah.
Okey kah?
Okey.
Okay. So, may I leave now?
Yep.
Anything else?
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Ata.
Ya, tidak apa-apa yang perlu saya buat lagi.
Apa ya?
Tidak apa-apa saya perlu buat lagi.
Cara saya, Ata.
Oh, okay. Thank
Okay,
you so
thank you.
much for inviting me. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much, Dr. TV, for having me.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Assalamualaikum. Bye.
Waalaikumsalam.